Welcome back to Across Louisiana. You know, it's getting to be that season again when the elections are upon us, and it's time for everybody out there in the greater Baton Rouge area to get out, become involved, and make a difference. And here to talk to us about that and more is Michael Victorian with 100 Black Men of Metro Baton Rouge. Welcome back to the show, my friend. I haven't seen you in a while.
How you doing? How's everything
doing well,
going?
doing well.
Right.
Obviously, so important for everybody as Americans to be involved in this process. It's very important to 100 Black Men of Metro Baton Rouge, but for folks who might not be familiar with the wide impact that you have here in the community, tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, the 100 Black Men of Metro Baton Rouge, our mission is to develop programs for young people within our community with a particular focus on young African American men to make their lives better. Our motto is what they'll see is what they'll be. Right. We want to encourage them to be good, hard-working men to grow up and give something back to our community here in Baton Rouge.
Obviously, it's all about making a difference out there, and we're here talking about voter participation today, and that's a great way for people to make a difference. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the 100 Black Men of Metro Baton Rouge would like to encourage everyone throughout the state, especially within our community, to participate. We are not out campaigning for any particular candidate. We actually, in Louisiana, have very good voter registration. However, what we don't have is good voter participation.
Right.
In preparation for this program, I did a little research with the Secretary of State's office, and in our last gubernatorial election, we only had 37%
Wow.
of registered voters choose our governor, our lieutenant governor, our treasurer, Secretary of State, senators, legislators, city judges, judicial judges. You cannot have few people making decisions for the many. However, you know, voting is a privilege, but as citizens in this great country, it is our obligation, it's actually our moral obligation to take advantage of that privilege that we have to go out and vote. You know, in August of this year, we celebrated the 50th year anniversary of the Voters' Right Act signed by the late President Lyndon Johnson. And if you think about, and the Voting Rights Acts of 1965 actually provided additional substance to the 14th and 15th Amendment to allow minorities, particularly in the South, to be able to exercise their right to vote. And if you think about in the last 50 years, the strides that we have made as a country, the opportunities that have been presented to people and those individuals and what they have given back to society, people died for us to have the right to vote.
No question about it.
And it is, again, our obligation to go out and vote in our elections, especially in our gubernatorial elections, which takes place on the 24th of October. You know, early voting is going to be starting October 10th through the 17th. It's very easy to go out and vote. The Secretary of State's office makes it very convenient for us as citizens to go out and do that. And it's imperative that we exercise that right.
Everybody should want their voice to be heard and be a part of the process. As you mentioned, it's a duty, but it's also going to benefit their lives. I mean, it's going to determine the policies that they have to live under, and everyone should want to get up and take part in that. Tell the folks where they could go to find out more, if they want to find out where they can go to vote, find out more information about that, and basically get out there and become part of the process.
Well, it's real easy. I'll give you an 800 number, and I'm sure you guys are going to show it
you bet.
On the screen. It's from the Louisiana Secretary of State's office. It's 1-800-883-2804. Just give them a call. They'll give you the when, where, what, how on the process.
Great. Thanks for calling and telling us all about it. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
So get out there and get your voice heard out there. That's going to do it for this edition of Across Louisiana. I'd like to thank all of our guests for joining us today, and thank you for joining us as well. Don't forget to watch Cox4 Game of the Week, 6:30 p.m. on Fridays. Have a great weekend, everyone.